All right. Costantino Carrara, music. How are you doing, man?
Hi, Lyle. How are you? I'm good. I'm so excited about this. As I told you some time ago, I didn't have an English interview for quite a while, so I'm very excited about releasing some interesting details about my musical journey of what was happening in the last 2 to 3 years. So very excited. How are you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing well. And no, I think it's awesome. I think you're the first person who's a non, I guess, American person on this podcast. And I'm super excited to have you and learn a little bit about kind of your musical journey as well as YouTube. Um, your YouTube audience, is it primarily Italian? Is it English speaking?
Actually, most of my audience is from US.
Really?
Yes.
And do you think there's a reason for that? Like, is your music just it relates, to
Well, I think that in when I started playing piano on YouTube, there was that's what I believe. I'm not sure that this is the truth, but I think that when I started, there was kind of a trend in US about watching covers. There
Mm,
were lots of very big creators like Kurt Hugo Schneider. You probably know him,
mm-hmm.
and for me was like the king of what I was trying to do on my channel, because I saw really lots of people in US doing this kind of things. So I think that there was kind of a culture over there about watching people making covers on
Yeah.
YouTube. That's in a way it's something that right now is kind of disappearing in a way. I'm not sure about this. Maybe it's just algorithm is changing or whatever, but I don't want to complain about so
Yeah.
yeah, it's basically from US,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's lots of also Brazil, and then it's some Europe as well, so it's like Germany and UK, and there's of course also Italy
Yeah.
in the chart.
Well, one thing that's great is music is a universal language, so it speaks to everyone. And I think that
Yeah, of
a lot
course.
of channels can't capitalize on other speaking languages because you just don't understand them. So I think that that's really awesome, and that's also one of the reasons why you're such a global sensation. Um,
Yeah, I think so, and I have to say I'm very glad for having chosen to speak English on my social,
I was going to say
because
earlier
that,
on,
that
earlier on, it was mainly Italian, right?
well, probably just the very few videos
Hmm.
were Italian based. I mean, as you said, music is kind of an international language, and I'm not that used to speak in my videos. So most of them is just music. But when you have like kind of descriptions and connecting with your followers, I was using the Italian language at the very beginning, but then I switched to English very fast because I noticed that there was kind of a wall, between me and most of my fan base, because most of them were not from coming from Italy but from all around the world.
Yeah.
And I mean, at the very beginning I had no really English skills, so for me it was pretty funny, but at the same time that was the way how I learned in a way to speak English. I mean, it was just about learning one word after the other, reading comments and watching videos. I have to say that I learned most of my English on YouTube.
That's
I studied in a couple of English classes,
hmm
but honestly, I didn't learn that much there because I knew most of the English from watching videos on YouTube. Yeah,
yeah.
like Casey Neistat, stuff like that.
Right. No, it's funny because you said YouTube is kind of a big proponent of what taught you English, but that's probably opened the door for your channel in a lot of ways. We talk about how music is an international language, but titles and descriptions and things about that help cue viewers into understanding what is the video about, what's the song about. That's something that having that different language will be helpful for you. I mean,
Yeah.
your first video was over 10 years ago. How old were you when you made your first video? And it's funny because we talk about how channels grow over time. Your first video was just you just saw your fingers playing the piano.
Yeah, but that was a cover from an Italian song, and also the story behind that video. It's pretty funny because that was my a few days before my first piano performance. I was studying piano since 1 year or so,
Wow.
and yeah, that was a couple of days before my first piano recital with my music school, and I was the only student that had was allowed to play with the teachers. So the recital was something like every student is playing a piece of music, and at the end all the teachers are doing kind of a music band, and all the students are singing together.
Mm,
And all the students were singing, and I was the only one that was told to go to the piano and play with the teachers. So
mm.
for me, it was very good. I mean, not it was very special moment
Yeah.
because I was feeling a teacher in a way, a maestro, we would say in Italian. And yeah, basically what happened is that then I decided to take a video of this just to have a memory, and then I decided to upload it on YouTube. I mean, it was quite a random thing. It was not like, okay, I upload the video because I want to become a YouTuber.
No, I mean, on that note, right? 11 years ago, that wasn't really the thought when you make a YouTube channel. YouTube started in 2005, 6, etc. But like monetized channels, I don't think that happened until 2012 or 13. So when you first started, you made content, you uploaded a video just to get it seen by people. So was your thought, "Hey, I like this video, let me share it with the world," like no expectations at all?
Yeah, it was kind of well, let's say that I was kind of a nerd before being a musician,
Mhm.
as you saw from all these things around my studio and the cameras. So basically what happened is that I live in a very small town. I mean, I was living there and I still live in the same town, and we had no fast internet connection here
Mm.
for a long time. And we got the fast internet connection around 10 years ago, so
Wow.
that was the period when I opened the channel. So opening a YouTube channel for me was just a way to learn how the platform worked.
Mm.
And to learn how the platform works, you need to upload some content. And so the first thing that came into my mind when YouTube said you need to upload a video was uploading me playing piano.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that was the connection between the video and YouTube. That's the reason why I went for it.
And from that point, how, were you uploading on a consistent basis? Like when was your first moment where you realized, hey, this video is getting a lot of traffic, I'm getting a lot of subscribers, and it seems like there's more to this channel than just uploading videos and putting it out in the world?
Yes. So I got this kind of signal not because of views, but because of people. Let me explain. There was one moment. So for the first 3-4 years, YouTube was just something on the computer. Was
Right.
not real life. For me, was just playing in my bedroom with my computer and with my piano and stuff like that. But there was one moment, I don't actually remember the year, but was around 2015 probably.
Hmm.
I got an email from some people working at Google, from the Italian office of Google, and they were planning kind of a speech in Milan, and they wanted me to join the speech and
Wow.
play some piano there. So for me, that was kind of a level up, because
Yeah.
I was moving from something that was working into the computer to the real world, the real life.
And how,
So that was kind of a signal that was not just users and numbers and stuff like that on the computer, but was real people uh, knowing me, and paying me flights, and
yeah.
paying me in a hotel, and taking a piano, and wanted me to perform somewhere, all this kind of stuff that was making the whole thing much more serious than the beginning.
How big were you at that time? Do you remember around how big your following was?
Um, I don't wait. I have my play button right there, but I don't think there's the date.
Hmm.
I think I was around 100 k.
Gotcha. So
Yes,
yeah, and Let Her Go was a huge successful video for you, and I think that was made about 7 years ago. So maybe a
yes.
little before that.
2013. Yes.
Was that one of your first viral videos?
Yeah, but maybe viral is not the right word, because
Hmm.
at at the first moment was not viral, was just getting the normal number of views that I was getting for every other video.
Hmm.
It happened that over the time it became more and more engaging, probably for the YouTube algorithm or for the users. And so it's one of the videos that, I mean, right now it's still the most viewed video of my channel,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, that's
Even if,
like
yeah,
22, 22 million views. Yeah.
yes, yeah, even if I upload new content in 2020, I still have Let Her Go at the very top of the list.
Right.
So
But this is an interesting thing, and a lot of content creators, they think that if a video doesn't blow up immediately, it's not going to be successful. So obviously, there's different things like trends, right? Like if all of a sudden "Let Her Go" or a cover that you did, if that song becomes mainstream and it's getting plays on the radio, people are going to start searching for that song. So do you
true.
think that that had something to do with it? Maybe the popularity of the song changed one, it was you uploaded it a little before it hit its peak.
Well, let's say that Let Her Go has been a very successful song, and this became very harder through the times to have new songs coming that successful. Most of the songs that came in the last 5 years kind of disappeared after 1 year.
Hmm.
But Let Her Go, it's kind of a song that
It's
it's
evergreen.
very easy to listen to the radio also in 2020.
Yeah,
So I think that this is one of the reason, and this is for sure one of the reason.
that's
And
mhm.
yeah,
It's like there's some songs that are always going to be enjoyed by people no matter what the
exactly.
era is.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's so interesting. Now, when you choose songs, in terms of when did you start getting into covers? Was it you looked and you said, "Wow, YouTube's these covers are really popular. Let me do a few." And
No, no, it was not like this. So
mm,
basically, when I started playing piano, I found out to have I don't have perfect pitch, but my ear is pretty trained. So for me, it's pretty easy to just sit at the piano, think about some songs,
mhm.
and find out the chords, the
That's amazing.
melody, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And this is something that I was doing even before starting taking piano lessons. I remember about getting my first piano keyboard, a
Hmm.
very small one, for Christmas, lots of time ago, and I was just playing some. I was thinking about some church songs. That's the story. Wait, I try to make some order. My
Mhm.
neighbor was playing organ in the church in my town, so that was my first link about music, because I have no musicians in my family, so I'm like the first one, and I had, of course, no music instruments at home. So that's in a way the reason and the connection between me and music. And when I got my first keyboard, I was trying to figure out how to play those church songs
Right.
because my um, because I was trying to become the organ player of the church, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started taking piano lessons, that was kind of a boring for me because I was very young, and I had lots of exercises to do about technique and all this kind of boring stuff, very repetitive, you know. And so I was trying to make the whole thing more enjoyable by doing covers.
Ah.
That was not even the moment when I had a YouTube channel. It was even before, you know. I was just listening to the radio, finishing the exercises assigned by the teacher, and then doing kind of a 30 minutes studying, you know, songs that I was trying to figure by myself. So that's why I started this piano cover thing. And when I created my YouTube channel, I suddenly thought, okay, this is the content that I need to upload.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to answer to a question that you did before. Let her go and all these thoughts about successful music made me change over the time the way I choose the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a long time I was just reading through the Billboard charts, let's say, checking the music that I loved the most, and taking those songs and making piano covers out of them. But over the time, I found out that sometimes it happened that songs are not successful, you know, even if you love them. But on YouTube, you need to also you need to create kind of a balance between what you love, but also what people who are on the platform
Mm-hmm.
will enjoy, because otherwise makes no sense to upload. You can just keep the videos for you in a way.
It's so
And
true.
over the last years I started making more of great classic arrangements, because it's something that every people will enjoy. So it's not just 20 to 35 you know, people who listen to the radio. Let's say if I make a cover of Queen, also a 60-year-old woman or man will enjoy, you know, instead of, I don't know, Dua Lipa, I don't know.
Right.
And
So what you just said is huge, and I think this is something that a lot of creators get stuck on is they make content that they would like, right? And I think that of course you have to be.
and sometimes, sorry for interrupt, but sometimes happens the very opposite.
Mhm.
Sometimes the creators make content just for the fans,
That's very
not for
true.
them, you know. And
It's
this happened also to me. I was kind of getting so much focused about views and likes and all this kind of stuff that at one point I found out that I was not enjoying myself doing what I was doing, you know. I was uploading the video not thinking about will people enjoy this arrangement, but I was just thinking about will this video get viral, you know, stuff like this.
Yeah, it's such a great point because you do have to find a balance, right? Because if you're uploading videos that only you enjoy, then you're right. Like you could have just uploaded it to Dropbox and save it somewhere. You know, you don't need to put it on YouTube. But at the same time, uh, you know, you want to pick trends, but you also don't want. And this is the issue. You know, everyone talks about algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, and the issue is you're so true. Like the way that YouTube promotes content almost shapes the content people make. You know, the algorithm is the reason why someone decides to make a cover of a certain song because it just came out and it's super popular, you know?
Yes.
So it's important to find that balance. And it seems like you've gone kind of, you've tested both ways where you make content because you enjoy it, and then you've also made content because it's popular at that time. But it's, you know, so ultimately what have you learned from that process? Because I'm assuming still as a YouTube creator you still need to find you know, content that you like but is also, you know, the rest of the community enjoys as well.
Well, as I said before, I found this kind of a balance also because I was starting doing world tours. Yeah, I mean, 2019 for me was a great year because I did my first China tour, and for me that was the first time having kind of 10 concerts in a row
Wow.
and having a very big connection with people. That's something I was telling before,
Mhm.
thinking about YouTube about something in the computer and not in real life. A concert is a completely different thing because it's a moment when you're alone on the stage.
Right.
You have no computer who gives you some. I mean, it's you're not in your bedroom in a way, So it's completely different, and you have thousands of people around you. Now they have this concert hall where you it's not having the crowd at your right anymore,
Yeah.
but it's 360, so it's kind of scary in a way because
I
you
was
have no comfort area. Sometimes you look at your left and you feel like calm, because you see like the backstage. Now with this different concert hall, wherever you watch you see people, it's kind of frustrating in a way. But
yeah.
yeah, apart from this, um I was saying that doing these concerts, I found out that people enjoy more the great classic over
Mhm.
the hits
Yeah. Yeah, they're
because it's something that everyone knows. It's not just the young generation, and you engage your crowd much more with this kind of songs.
yeah, it's like
The
good music is good music, right? So yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean, there's still good music in 2020. It's not.
but
I
but
don't want to be that guy that says now music is shit.
no, no.
Best music was 30 years ago and stuff like that. But I really enjoy. I have to say that I really enjoy making my piano arrangements of the classics. Also because you have more room for customizing the song.
And it's funny. You did a Billie Eilish cover recently. I didn't know that song, but I got served the video and I watched it and I loved it. So I totally agree. Where ultimately, like you as the arranger, the like there's a lot that goes into making these videos, and um, yeah, I think ultimately everyone connects with music. So I don't need to know exactly what the song is. Of course, it can create a different appeal if you know, especially millennials, like you said, the younger people are probably really gonna love those covers of what's popular right now. But your video that has your most views is one that is consistent, that it's always enjoyed. So focusing on the classical music
Yes.
in the long term, it's gonna help you get more engagement because people will keep coming back versus a song that might be popular for a few months and then kind of dies down.
Yeah, exactly. But in a way, there's also a bad side about this because if you cover a song by 20 years ago, there's gonna be much more covers already on the platform
So
about
true.
that. And in a way, at the very beginning, when I was doing all these covers very fast, the song was coming into the radio the day after. I was playing the song at the piano and recording as fast as possible
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
the first, and this helped me a lot because I was the first doing the cover for a lots of songs, and people that's how people knew me, And right now, I'm kind of allowed to also make classics because I know that there's gonna be 700,000 people watching the um, the arrangement. But I'm not sure that 10 years ago, when I was super fresh on YouTube, I'm not sure that I would have done this because if I have 5 subscribers and I make a cover of Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, I would probably be the only watcher,
right.
because
It's
there's so many offers about covers of Bohemian Rhapsody that your arrangement will never stand out. Is that the right word? Stand out? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, that makes a lot, it's funny. I would say what you're describing applies to pretty much all niches within YouTube. If I'm a reaction channel and there's already 50 people reacting to a certain video, or if I am a, like, I mean, I don't know, like, let's say I'm a sports channel, or I'm a technology channel reviewing the newest products. Like, these channels are so clustered with other people making content, so you do want to stand out a bit. And so, to your point earlier about being the first one to put out those covers,
Yeah.
that was a lot of work, but I'm sure it was effective. And so,
Yeah, that
what?
was kind of also training for me, because if I'm forced to do the arrangement as fast as possible, I always train my ear to be as fast as possible to recognize the chords, and I also make myself faster recording, all this kind of stuff that usually takes days, weeks, I would say. But it happened recently. I mean, there was the Therefore I Am cover that was kind of a great example for this. I was just playing yeah, I was practicing some piano that afternoon, and I saw that Billie Eilish released this YouTube premiere that was gonna be released a couple of hours later. So I was like, my channel is kind of dead in a way. I'm not uploading since a couple of months. Let's see if the song is interesting. Maybe it's good chance to know to come back on the channel. And when I listened to the song, the tricky part was that most of the song was rap. It was not singing. That was Billy. That was kind of a talking over the music.
So you composed
So
that, you arranged
yeah,
it to the
the
voice.
artist, yes, the artist part was trying to make her voice sound like a melody,
Hmm.
because you can't rap on piano in a
you,
way.
you did an amazing job.
Thank you. Yeah. And yeah, it happened also with Orphans by Coldplay. That's kind of my best best band in a way. That's one of my favorite music bands, and I did lots of Coldplay arrangements on my channel. And they came out with this new album last year, and there was this Orphans cover that for me was very cool. And that's another moment when I was very fast. I got the song. The song got released in the afternoon. During the night, I made the arrangement. Overnight, I recording the song, and the day after 8 a.m., my video maker was at home recording the video
Wow.
as
Hmm.
fast as possible to be the first on the platform. Yeah, this is kind of something that makes myself very. I mean, I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff. Sometimes it's very stressful, but once on a time, it's pretty
But
cool.
your arrangements are unique to you, right? So that's the other nice thing about covers is everyone might arrange a song differently, especially if it's a piano cover. So you can sound unique in that regard. But I think, going back to what you said earlier, is as a new YouTube channel, you have less leverage, right? You don't have 700,000 people that already know about you,
Yes.
that are going to get notified when you release a new video. And
Yeah.
so the strategies you've talked about, from a purely from getting your content seen, are great strategies, right?
Yeah.
Um, focus on songs that are popular, that are relevant, that don't have as much content out there. Be the first to put it out there. Focus on the quality of the content itself, but you have to still like what you do, or else you might burn out. And
Yeah.
talking about that, there was a, most recently, I think, like a 6 or 7 month break. And I mean, hey, you've been on YouTube for 11 years, so I think, to anyone out there who's thinking like, man, like, why do you take a break? It's like, when you're on there for so long, I'm sure there's times where you're like, all right, I need to live my life. And so, but I'm curious what you were doing in that break, and what you were thinking about, and were you focusing on just developing your skills even further, and what brought you back?
Yeah. So let's say in a way that I was not living my life. I mean, I think that music in a way it's my life. So was not taking a break from music in a way. I was just trying to find better ideas to come back stronger than before in a way. So what happened at the end of 2018, I was very motivated in the last months of that year, and I produced some very cool arrangement,
Hmm.
in my opinion, like the Queen piano medley or the A Star Is Born piano medley. That's some content where I spent lots of work, not just on the music but also on the video. So like getting cool ideas about location and lights and camera moving and all this kind of stuff. And I was very focused on this. And when I released the video, I got kind of disappointed because I was not getting the engagement that I was expecting for, you know?
Hmm.
And so this kind of made me rethink about the whole thing, you know? It's like, am I doing this for myself? Am I doing this for other people? What I'm really interested in, it's
Right.
like how good the music is, or how many views I get on the videos and all this kind of stuff, you know? So, and at the same time, I found out that was kind of unsustainable to keep that high quality and being that, and uploading video that often, you know, because if you want to really make a great arrangement, it's not that you make it in one day, or maybe you make it in one day, you have crazy ideas, you're very inspired and you do that. But I believe that you need 1 month just to check and check and check again the arrangement, you know.
Yeah, and
But
this,
yeah,
I was going to say, this is very specific to music too, right? Like some channels can upload videos every day, and that's where it's like YouTube, in a way, it doesn't discriminate, right? It just looks at, are you uploading
yeah,
consistently? So
yeah,
the, I think to your point, it's so important to upload and make content on a schedule that you can sustain, because
yes,
otherwise you might take really long breaks, and then when you come back, YouTube's like, who are you?
yeah, true. And so what happened basically, I decided to take a break to make my videos more, I would not say professional, because in a way, one of the key elements of my video is like being professional from from the starting point, you know. But I was trying to make the whole content more exciting, and then I got this idea about bringing a piano in Iceland. You know, I had this wild pianist project since a couple of years
Going to
already.
ask about you. So just
Yeah,
to tell the audience, that's you take a piano outside.
yeah,
I don't even understand how that works, but you basically play an arrangement in a beautiful environment, and you have someone record it, and
yeah.
isn't it wild?
Basically, we moved the piano in Iceland by using an helicopter with the piano attached
And
at the bottom, you know?
hmm.
Yeah, basically the idea of wild pianos came because I was consistently shooting my videos in the same location for years, and at one point I got bored of this, always doing the same thing, having the same environment, you know, around you. So I was thinking about what can I change, and I found out this platform where you could create some crowdfunding campaigns. And so this idea came into my mind. Let's make a crowdfunding campaign
Hmm.
to buy a new piano that I could move all around the world, you know, and play my music in the most beautiful landscapes. And I created this campaign, and Yamaha Music wrote me because they
No
found
way.
out the campaign and they wanted to collaborate. So
That is
before even the ending of the campaign, I already had a top level
Yeah,
sponsor.
they're like the biggest. They're a manufacturer of pianos, right? Like
Yes, yeah,
Yamaha. I think we call them Yamaha, or I have no idea,
yeah,
but
Yamaha.
they're huge, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, they are. And so basically, I got them as sponsor of the project. I
Hmm.
got the piano from them as well, and I was trying to make some cool videos in the nature. But of course, it's not that from one day to the other you move with your piano to the other
Yeah.
side of the world, you know. So I was doing some videos all around my area.
Hmm.
But in 2018, after stopping making videos on YouTube, I decided to go to the next level in a way. I a few months before I went to Iceland just for travel. I was really enjoying traveling in Iceland, and I noticed lots of landscapes that would fit my wild pianos video.
Mm.
So when I went back in Italy, I started thinking about why not, taking a piano, bring the piano to Iceland. And then I was getting a performance in Milan where there was kind of a HBO partner asking that was kind of the sponsor of the event, and they asked me to arrange a Game of Thrones cover for the event. So that was the reason, the first moment when I arranged Game of Thrones. That was a way earlier before uploading the song on YouTube. So
Hmm.
I had this song, I had Iceland, and I said, okay, I have the crazy idea. We bring the piano to the original location where they shot Game
No
of
way.
Thrones, and I play my Game of Thrones arrangement there because I had this arrangement since years, but I never made a video, So it was something that only people who were attending the event in Milan, uh, they were the only one hearing the arrangement, No one knew this arrangement by Costantino Carrara of Game of Thrones.
So
And
So logistically, how hard is that? Like, do you plan on doing this again? Like, do you have any ideas for wild pianos in the future? And then another
yeah,
question is, like, filming wise, are you is are you filming the audio? Like, how does the audio work if it's outside? Like, do you have a mic, or how does that work?
yeah. Okay, so about plans for the future. 1 month ago, I shot another wild pianos video. This time is in Italy, and there's a strong connection with James Bond
Oh,
because they shot the upcoming No Time to Die movie in Matera. I mean, most of the movie has been shot in Matera, that
hmm.
it's around 40 minutes away from my town. So for me was kind of I had no chance, I had no choice on this.
Yeah, yeah,
I had to go there and shoot this. And I don't want to spoil that much, but it's kind of a completely new thing because it's not just me playing piano, but it's me acting as James Bond. It's me driving an Aston Martin through the narrow roads of Matera. It's me having a gun and shooting at some villains in the alleys of Matera. So it's a
it's a short
crazy
film.
project.
So, so what you
And
just told me, you just transformed your channel in a way, right? You transformed what it means to be a musician on YouTube. There's other ways to make content. That
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
so unique.
I mean, the transformation has to happen yet. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see how people will react to this. But in general, doing these wild pianos projects, it's very tough and it takes a very long time to plan
Hmm.
and pre-product and make the pre-production.
Right.
I would say that for Iceland, I mean, in Iceland we shot two videos. There was Game of Thrones and there was Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin,
Hmm.
and they were shot on the opposite sides of Iceland. So it was tricky because we
Amazing.
shot day one in one location,
Hmm.
day two we took a very small plane, was
Hmm.
like 20 seats on the plane, was kind of a private jet, and we moved with this plane from one side to the other of Iceland. And in the meantime, there was the piano transportators that they packed the piano in their truck, and they were driving overnight to meet together at the same moment in the other side of Iceland. And yeah, I have to say that making these videos is pretty hard
Mm.
because I don't have a label, I don't have a production.
I was gonna
I,
say.
I'm
Hmm.
I'm the, in a way, I produce my own videos. My only collaborator is my manager, who is the one that in a way works with me on all these projects.
Hmm.
But it's just us two in a way, it's us two um, do the brainstorming, thinking about how to manage this or that, and it's us doing all the relations with partners. I mean, for Matera this year was also more difficult because in Matera there's no one speaking English, and my manager is from Germany, so for him there was no chance to help on authorizations and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to do all by myself. I drove to Matera like 15 times, talking with the mayor. Is it the mayor the right word? Yeah, the mayor of the
Yeah.
country,
Yeah.
of the city. Yeah, and talking to the police and talking to the whatever. You need food. You need to ask authorization to put the piano there. You need to find who will drive the piano, and
Sounds. Yeah.
it's
So
crazy. But I'm so happy that we managed to make this, and I'm now editing the video, and it looks amazing. And
yeah.
I mean, I'm so disappointed that they postponed the movie,
Mm.
because we were expecting to release this
With
video
it.
in November. They now postponed to April, so we took the whole thing, and just
Moved it.
throw away in 2021. So
Yeah, but it's this goes back to people, you could make videos every single day. You could learn a song quickly because you're a great pianist and you could upload a video, or you could take a lot of time to really work on the craft and just have such a great quality video. And I feel like both strategies work for people. Obviously you do need some middle ground of consistency and frequency with your uploads on YouTube, but something like this, you need to give it time to do, and if you were just so rigid, you would have never had the opportunity. So I was going to ask you, what was the most challenging video to do? But I assume it's probably some wild piano. It's one of them, right?
yes, yeah, it's funny because as soon as I shoot a wild pianos video, I say, wow, this was so hard to manage. But as soon as I do the next wild pianos, it becomes harder and harder over the time.
Hmm.
I mean, this is also something of myself, that I always try to beat the old Costantino.
Yeah.
If I need to create some new stuff, it has to be better than the previous. And let's say that in Iceland, the biggest problem was moving the piano around, carrying the piano around, because where we brought the piano, there's no road to drive. We crossed rivers with our big trucks, and the truck who was moving the piano could not do the same.
Hmm.
So we need to find a way to move the piano from the very last area where the truck could drive to the location that actually was a canyon. And and then this idea of the helicopter came into my mind, and that was the trickiest part about Iceland. And also the other very tough part about Iceland was the climate, because it
Yeah.
was so cold.
Hmm.
And it's funny because no one knows, but in the Game of Thrones video, I had this original costume of Jon Snow, and behind the costume I had this how do you call it, the I had kind of
A
a
vest.
the vest, yeah, the
Yeah,
vest.
vest. Okay.
Behind the vest there was so much stuff hidden, like I had a radio, I had water, I had gloves for my hand, I had some energy bars,
Oh,
you
I'm
know,
sure it was
just in
crazy.
case.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of a survival challenge for me because we did some very dope drone shots for that video,
Hmm.
and the drone was flying so high that you could see everyone in a kilometers range.
It's amazing.
So
Yeah.
everyone from the production had to move few kilometers away from me. So I was literally alone in the canyon. And I mean, that's why I just said was kind of a survival challenge.
That sounds,
That's the
yeah.
tricky part about Iceland. About Matera, as I said before, the trickiest moment was trying to manage all of this by being the artist, you know? So it's not thinking just about the music and about your art, but also thinking about the most technical thing,
Yeah.
from which camera you're gonna use to what we're gonna eat that day, you know,
And I
or
think,
where you're gonna sleep, or all this kind of stuff. That was
yeah.
something that me and my manager managed. Sorry for
No, no. This is one of the challenges all creators face, right? Like, is when you're independent, as you start growing and expanding and challenging yourself. Because I advise, or I recommend to all creators out there, like, take risks like Costa has here. Like, do something that's new and that's challenging, even if it means that you have to sacrifice your schedule a little bit. Like, put yourself out there and just dare to be different. But I think one of the challenges for someone who doesn't have the resources of a full blown organization is a lot of this is manual, and there's so many moving parts. You got to wear so many different hats to execute on this. Even in your most recent video, where you're in you're in like a auditorium basically,
yeah.
and you're doing your own piano cover to Blinding Lights by The Weekend, which amazing, by the way. You even arrange the lighting, and like, so it sounds like
Try to blind the camera.
you could have, like, you could make your channel so much simpler if you wanted to. You could just say, hey, I got two pianos right behind me, I'm going to make my videos here, upload it, I'll be consistent, I'll get views, it'll be great. But you've gone a step further, and you've pushed yourself to get these great environment and ambient places where you make your videos. And do you think that makes you that much more excited when the camera's actually rolling?
So I think that, as I said before, I mean, I have to say that I reached a certain level. I think that having 700,000 subscribers, it's a good result, even if there are YouTubers with 10 million followers. But I'm pretty humble about this, you know, so I'm still being successful about this.
Yeah.
And so, as you said, even if I just took my piano and recorded a video with my phone, there would still probably there would be some people watching the video. But in a way, I think that to really stand out, you need to think about the quality, you know, and make something that will make your video different from the others. And in China, I knew this crazy light director that actually is from my town, but I never worked together. And I was looking for a light director to bring with me in China, and so we started working together. And since that moment, he's like the moving head, you know, between behind all my videos,
Yeah.
because we now focus not just on the music, not just on the camera, but also on the lights. And for him, it's so easy to have all this crazy stuff move around, changing colors, and that, you know, makes the whole thing much more enjoyable. And yeah, it happened only couple of weeks ago that I planned to shoot this Blinding Lights video, and I was calling him and say, look, there's this video that you're gonna really enjoy because it's called Blinding Lights, and you can do whatever you want as soon as you create some crazy thing, because that's we wanted to play with the title of the song, you know.
Mhm.
and it was really exciting doing this shooting. And also for me, I mean, it's kind of different from doing a normal video, because having all these kind of lights around you needs some pre-production. So there was him with this computer where he would set every single movement and of each single light, so that after 5 hours of production, he would just press play and everything would move by himself, you know.
Mm.
So it's kind of exciting have all these new features included in your music, you know. It's not just having a grand piano. I mean, honestly, I still get very excited as soon as I go in a location with a grand piano, because until 1 month ago I had no grand piano. I was still playing my music on my upright piano at home.
Hmm.
That's the one that I bought when I started playing music, so more than 10 years ago. So it's like, you know, a pilot. Are you still there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you're so steady that I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, no.
can't tell.
I was saying, yeah, that I really, it's like, you know, when you give a Ferrari to a pilot, you know, they go crazy. That's same for me with the grand piano. And by not having a grand piano at home, every time I was in a location with such a beautiful and long sides piano, I was getting super excited about that. And but apart from this, if you add more on top, you know, you always try to put some quality in the videos. So yesterday was the camera, today is the lights. We'll see what happens tomorrow, you know.
Yeah, I just I love that you make your content so interactive, and I think that there's a level of integrity you have in your content, and it's like you took this break for 8 months and you improved your game. You thought about strategy. You thought, what more can I do for my audience, my channel? And it's not even about you.
Let's not forget that during this 8 months break, I also got my degree. So there's
Yeah,
still some life going on, you know, next to the, I mean, it's a musical degree, so in a way it's part of the
no,
journey.
but people forget that, right? Like they look at you and they're like, "Where are you, man?" It's like,
Yeah,
you know,
you're doing nothing, just laying all the day
yeah, you're
on
just
the couch, you know, but it's not like that. Yeah, of course.
yeah. So no, all of this is really incredible, and I think it definitely will take your content to the next level as you continue thinking more creatively. And I mean, blinding lights is something that, like with your music, you know, I know on TikTok the sounds are really important. So it'd be really interesting if someone ends up, you know, blinding lights was really popular on that platform.
Yeah.
So if your songs are, I know you're on Spotify, so who knows if, you know, eventually someone uses one of your covers in a social media video, and then all of a sudden you see a lot of exposure to that video.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna, you know, ask about what it's like being on cross platform and things like that, but something, you know, I wanted to get to, we haven't yet, is, you know, advice you have with all of these insights as to the ups and downs of your YouTube journey,
Yeah.
um, whether it's for music content creators on YouTube, or if it's just for YouTubers in general. You know, some general advice that you have that you've learned along the years in your career.
Basically, I would just tell everyone to, you know, just take your time. You know, the platform wants you to be consistent and to upload as much as you can and all this kind of stuff, but I prefer to just to upload one video less than one more but being not satisfied, you know. So for me the key rule, it's take your time and upload something if you're really satisfied with that. And um, and basically, yeah, apart from this timing thing, you really need to be, you really need to love what you do, because otherwise you will never do that for 10 years
Yeah,
as I
you'll
did, you know? Because right now there's much more users on YouTube, much more creators, that it's so hard to get viral. Probably 10 years ago, there were less people creating content on the platform. And I was also lucky because of this, you know. It was easy maybe to get discovered from the users. I don't know.
But
I'm just
mhm.
supposing this. But right now there's so much uh, people on the platform that it's gonna be super difficult to become viral in 1 month. I mean, even for me, it took 5 years before getting some very interesting results. So
That's yeah.
if you're not loving what you do, you're not you're not gonna do that for 10 years, you know.
Like you said, you're not, you know, when you first started this channel, you weren't doing it to go viral or to make money or to go full time with this, you know. And you know, again, with virality, it's one of those things where it's great if you have a video that takes off, but first of all, be patient because it doesn't happen immediately, and when it does happen, that's not the end all be all. You have to keep going. You have to learn how to take your channel to the next level and to leverage that momentum that you've built up. So I think it's amazing that you can say you've been on the platform as a creator for 10 plus years. And something I take away from this that I hope all creators realize is, you know, the quality is essential. You need to find, you have to have a good product when you put it out there, or else people won't be watching it that long. But we also talk about the supply. If there's millions of videos on a certain topic, it might be hard for you. You might get lost in the shuffle. So keep the quality, but also try and add a twist to it, or try and find something that isn't that might be an upcoming opportunity, but is not as well capitalized on with other content creators.
Make it unique in a way.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then what about for musicians out there? Yeah, this one might be a personal question. Someone who wants to learn music theory but is afraid of it because it seems like the craziest math equation ever. Uh, you know, what advice do you have for people out there who haven't? I mean, you said you started at 1 year old, right? So what about someone who's like 20? Do you think they can still do it?
No, I started studying when I was nine.
Mm.
Nine.
You were playing like when you were a few years old?
No, no, no. Actually, maybe there was a
Oh,
misunderstanding.
okay.
I was starting playing when I was around 8, 9 years old, and then I started taking lessons a couple of years later. I remember that my first video on YouTube was probably 2009, if I'm not wrong. But about musicians and about music theory, I mean, it may look scary, but it's not. I mean, there's still music theories is something that you never learn completely. You know, you always um, there always are some areas where you can improve, especially in harmony, and you always can learn how to make your chord make better and better and better, and add some tensions on the top and all these kind of music things, you know. Never mind, but um
Do you think you need like a, like you said you had a tutor, you know, someone who helped you with piano? Do you think you need a teacher? Do you think you can do it online? Like for anyone asking specific recommendations, like is there a
I think it depends on to what you want to which level you want to reach, you know. If you want to become a professional musician, I think you need someone to give you some basic things, you know, like this is working this way, this is like this, you know, stuff like that. But I think and I believe that if you just want to have music like an hobby, you know, like a way to enjoy playing music with friends or alone and in free time, all this kind of stuff. Right now, thanks to the internet and thanks to YouTube, it's so easy to learn things. You know, it's not just about music. You can learn whatever on internet. There's tutorial about anything. So I think that it's not hard to learn, and also there are different areas in music theory. There are some things that you need to learn, but there are other things that you can, I would not say ignore, but I mean, let's make an example. you now have on YouTube all these videos where you have the keys. There's this view from the top, you know.
Mhm.
So in a way, you don't even need to know the name of the notes to do that, because you just see how the guy is moving his hands on the keyboard, and you just of replicate the same on your keyboard, you know. It's kind of weird in a way, because you're doing something but you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
But if we just think about getting the result, I mean, that's the easiest way to do that. I have this there was this platform, it's called Flowkey,
Hmm.
but there's other different platforms. I don't want now to just make a to promote them. I mean, I work with them as well, but I was just now making an example.
Yeah.
There's Toki, but there's way more platforms who allow you to learn how to play music, and they in a very interactive way
Hmm.
they also teach you about theory. And they were kind of the first to do this thing of having the top view on the keyboard. And but the very interesting thing about the platform is that the platform is listening to what you do. So it's not like opening a YouTube video and doing playing pause, go back, pause, go back, play, pause, you know, to find out how to play that certain part of the song. So basically, the platform is waiting for you. You have the score written in a very simple way, and you have the keyboard, and the pianist is waiting for you to play the note. And as soon as the
Inter-
computer hears the note, you go to the next note, you
it's
know.
correct. Yeah.
At the very beginning this is very slow process, and then it becomes faster and faster and faster, and after hours of training you manage to play the song. And this is a very cool way to learn uh, for millennials, you know, in this year where everything is digital, everything is interactive. We also went to the TEDx, to a TEDx speech with this. You also have TEDx in
Yep.
US, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. TED
The,
Talks.
there was me and the founder of Flowkey attending this speech in Austria, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was Austria. And yeah, it was kind of a great experience for me. And I was kind of the player that was demonstrating how the app would work in real time on the TEDx stage.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, I'm sure you've inspired thousands of, pianists and future pianists out there. It's always incredible to watch your work. And uh, do you ever plan on having another instrument added? So a friend who plays guitar or someone who plays the drum. Do you think you'll ever add a second element of music into your videos, or would you say it's just traditionally best in the form that you're currently doing as covers?
Yeah, I never tried um, like of a kind of a duo or
Yeah,
trio formation.
man, I could see it being incredible. You got a singer too.
Yeah, I got some singers, but what I found out with singers is that my followers were not really appreciating, because mostly of my fan base was subscribed to Costantino Carrara because of piano
Mm,
instrumental arrangements. And all the time that I was uploading these videos where I had some singers on top, there were comments asking, yeah, okay, that was cool, but can you also upload an instrumental version of this?
yeah.
And this was quite funny. And
So
I never had I never had the chance to make some collaboration with other instruments, but yeah, I'm planning for the future. I don't have any dates now, but
yeah.
I'm thinking about adding some violin or some cello, you know.
Yeah, because your audience is still growing, right? So I think it's one of the things where, you're at 700K now, but when you're at 10 million and I'm interviewing you again, we'll talk about how your demographics and audiences changed then too. So I think people would a lot, or speaking for a decent portion of your audience, they might really like those covers, but or those types of videos. But
Yeah.
I love that you've listened to your audience. And speaking of them, is there anything you'd like to say for someone who's watching this that's followed you for last 11 years and seen you grow? It'd be funny if we showed a little clip of you 11 years ago and like a little age transition, because obviously you look so much older now, you know, much more. It's like, honestly, I feel like YouTube is a journey of your life almost,
Yeah,
you know, it's crazy.
that's true. I don't remember when and where, but I was having this conversation about being a kind of how do you say that? Um, not feeling good about having some very bad quality videos
Mm,
next to a 4K is Iceland production, you know.
mm-hmm,
And my answer was right about this. Was about, yeah, maybe it's not super cool having a 240p
but
video
it's the
next
growth.
to a 6K video, but what I really love is that you really see the whole journey, you know. And it's not a music journey; it's the journey of my life in a way, you know, because I was making music since when I was 8. So that was kind of most of my life, you know. I'm 23 now, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's it's super cool, you know. Some people have kind of a book with the photos of themselves.
Yeah.
I have a YouTube channel with the videos, you
It's
know.
literally it's literally your life. Like I can watch videos from the last 11 years. It's like crazy seeing you go through these like teenage phases, you
Yeah,
know,
and you
like
see
getting your
also,
first beard, you know,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, getting bird, losing hair, you know.
Oh my, but
And
mhm.
no, but it was also about quality. You see how the quality changed over
and
time.
and that's important because a lot of people probably, if I'm new to YouTube, or if I'm new to your channel and I'm watching your Billie Eilish video, I'm probably thinking, wow, like this person must have always had great quality. But it's nice for the viewer to also realize that, hey, everyone has to start somewhere. And I
Yeah,
think that that's honestly an inspiring message. Like I invite everyone to go check Costa's first few videos, and take a look at the change in quality, because it really does show that the journey of a YouTuber, it's not linear, you know, it
yeah,
evolves. So,
yeah.
but yeah, to your fans, you know, like anything you'd like to say to them?
Yeah, I mean, if they're watching this interview, this very detailed interview, you know,
Yeah.
I want to say a big thanks for following me since, is it 11 years now? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're following me from the very beginning, you're probably are the reason why I kept going with the channel, you know, because at the beginning I had no real result after 1 or 2 years, but seeing that there was still some people commenting and liking my videos and giving me feedback made me more willing to keep going, you know, and record more and more content. I mean, at the very beginning, for me, it was a game. You know, I was in the early years of the high school, so I had some time to do that, and I was really enjoying uh, doing my homeworks and then uh, closing the door of my room and putting my headphones on and
Mm-hmm.
start recording. And in a way, all those comments that I got under the first videos was kind of the petrol that made me uh, keep keep doing what I'm now doing for such a long time, you know. So again,
Yeah.
that's the camera. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you heard that, to all you YouTubers out there, it took Costa more than a few years to really start seeing success. So success isn't overnight. There's always going to be a few lucky channels, but if you stay consistent, you keep putting the work in, eventually you'll start seeing those level of engagement. So don't get discouraged. You know, just keep at it.
That's true.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Costa, thank you so much for your time. And hopefully, when your James Bond video is out and when, as you build more content, we have more wild piano adventures to talk about. I'd definitely love to have you back on the show and kind of
Yeah,
hear some of the
sure.
things you've been up to.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Thanks so much, man. And for anyone out there, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to Costa Carrera Music. Incredible videos. You won't regret it. I listen to him on Spotify as well, so you can check him out there. We'll have some links below. So, yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to stay notified on future That Viral Moment videos, where we interview popular content creators and help them share their story so that you can learn how to grow your own channel.